When you think of the Amish, you might picture people living completely off the land, perhaps boiling water over an open flame or enduring cold showers to toughen up. But their reality is much more fascinating. The methods they use to heat water are not only inventive, but also entirely independent of modern infrastructure like power grids, propane deliveries, or any system they can't control themselves. Before diving into the details, it's essential to understand that there isn't a single universal Amish way. Each community sets its own standards for what technologies are acceptable and what veers too far into modern conveniences. And who decides these rules? That would be the bishop of each Amish community. He's the one who determines what's permissible, from transportation options to whether specific fabrics are allowed in clothing. As a result, some communities adopt stricter guidelines, while others are more relaxed in their approach. Now, consider how you typically get hot water at home. You likely turn a faucet, wait a few moments, and voila, steaming water flows out, ready for use. Convenient, right? But what happens if a storm takes down the power lines or your electricity fails? Suddenly, that convenience turns into a cold shower and a phone call, hoping your power company sends help quickly. The Amish, however, operate on an entirely different system. They've designed their lives to avoid reliance on anything they can't fix themselves. If their hot water system breaks down, they don't have to wait for assistance. They'll simply grab some firewood, refill the kerosene, or use another self-sufficient method to get it working again. It's all about independence and preparedness. So, how do they actually do it? Let's explore some of their techniques, ranging from the most traditional communities to those more open to modern methods. When you think of traditional Amish, the Schwarzenegger Amish often come to mind. They're known for embracing simplicity and rejecting modern conveniences to an impressive degree. In a world obsessed with technological advancements, these communities stay grounded in old-fashioned ways. Their lives revolve around hard work, straightforward methods, and a strong connection to tradition. No shortcuts, no distractions, just honest labor. You won't find sleek showers or high-tech appliances in these homes. In fact, many don't even have basic indoor plumbing. Instead, families rely on manual labor for their daily chores. Picture a group gathered around a sturdy wooden table, working together in harmony. It's like stepping into Little House on the Prairie, but with less drama and a lot more practical teamwork. So, what's the secret behind their hot water? Enter the humble yet powerful cast iron stove, built to last, probably capable of withstanding an apocalypse. These stoves are true multitaskers, simultaneously cooking meals and heating water. Some families go the straightforward route, heating water in kettles or large pots directly on the stove. Efficiency at its finest. In many Schwarzenegger Amish homes, there's also a simple yet ingenious system, gravity-fed pipes. These pipes transport hot water from the stove to places like the kitchen or bathroom. No need for a plumber when physics does the job for you. It's like a practical science project, minus the chaos of experiments gone wrong. Here's how it works. The wood-fired stove, often located in the kitchen, is the heart of the home. It provides warmth, creates a cozy ambiance, and serves multiple purposes. Mornings begin with the stove roaring to life, cooking breakfast while simultaneously heating water for washing up. Cooking on a wood stove requires some skill. It's a balancing act. Too little wood, and your soup's barely warm. Too much, and you'll turn the kitchen into a sauna. For bathing, a large copper kettle often sits atop the stove, acting as the family's hot water reserve. When bath time rolls around, they simply ladle out some hot water, mix in a bit of cold for the perfect temperature, and enjoy a well-earned soak after a long day of hard work on the farm. Imagine asking a teenager today to heat water over a fire for a bath. They'd probably assume you were setting up some sort of medieval TikTok challenge. Just picture their confusion as they realize there's no switch to flip for instant hot water. Instead, they'd have to master the art of stoking a fire and time their baths around how quickly they could chop wood. It could even inspire a new reality show, Teens in the 1800s, Can They Take the Heat? What's truly fascinating is how effective this method can be. In Schwarzenegger Amish homes, kitchens are typically well insulated, ensuring that the stove's warmth doesn't just vanish into the ether. This thoughtful setup means they're not only keeping their homes cozy, but also making the most of their resources. It's an approach that we could all learn from, especially as modern life throws higher energy bills and complex technologies our way. Why not embrace simplicity? Of course, relying on wood stoves requires effort, a lot of it. Chopping wood, maintaining the fire, and regulating the heat can feel like an intense workout, though it doesn't come with medals or a cheering crowd. But there's a built-in payoff: hot water and the satisfaction of knowing you've earned it. Every split log and every pot of water boiled reflects a level of self-reliance and resilience that's rare these days. No waiting on the utility company, no stressing over a faulty water heater. Their system works, and it works well. What really sets the Schwarzentrubber way of life apart is how deeply it's tied to their values. Everything they do is a reflection of their commitment to hard work, family, and community. Heating water isn't just about convenience, it's a tangible outcome of their labor, and it brings the family together. Tasks like chopping wood or tending the fire feel more like bonding activities than chores. In a world where families are often pulled in different directions, these shared experiences are a treasure. Then there's the old order Amish, who are like the slightly more practical older sibling of the Schwarzentrubber Amish. While still firmly rooted in their traditions, they're a bit more open to pragmatic solutions, though they stop short of embracing modern technology completely. It's not a full rejection of progress, but rather a careful balancing act, staying true to their principles while finding ways to make life a little more manageable. The old order Amish have mastered the art of striking a balance between practicality and tradition. They embrace older, simpler tools that make everyday tasks more manageable, as long as those tools don't depend on electricity or external infrastructure. Their lifestyle is all about finding a middle ground where functionality aligns with their cultural values. Picture a peaceful farm with neatly tended fields, sturdy barns, and families working side by side to care for crops and livestock. This is the heart of Amish living. They've got a talent for taking traditional technologies and tweaking them to suit their needs. Whether it's hand-churning butter or operating pedal-powered machines, their resourcefulness allows them to maintain their way of life without sacrificing efficiency. Now, let's talk about how they approach heating water. The old order Amish often use gas or kerosene-powered water heaters. But with a twist, these systems are entirely off-grid. By relying on stored fuel, they can enjoy the convenience of hot water for showers or washing dishes without ever needing to connect to public utilities. It's an ingenious way to maintain independence. Imagine having hot water while others are waiting for power lines to be repaired after a storm. Here's the key. These heaters are standalone systems. They run on natural gas or kerosene and are powered manually, with each family maintaining their own separate fuel supply. This self-contained setup ensures they aren't vulnerable to disruptions in public infrastructure. It's like having a private energy source, but without the bureaucratic complications of modern utilities. In a typical old-order Amish home, the water heater might look like a classic wood stove with a slightly modern twist. These units are designed with manual ignition systems, which means no fancy electronic parts. Just a simple spark to ignite the flame. Once lit, the heater provides a steady supply of hot water, reliably and without the risk of technological hiccups. The use of kerosene for heating water may seem outdated, but it's a time-tested solution that continues to prove its worth. This method, which dates back decades, is practical, straightforward, and perfectly aligned with the Amish preference for simplicity. It's like stepping back in time to an era where durability and functionality reigned supreme. Kerosene, in fact, has been a versatile fuel for generations, used not just for heating, but also for lighting homes before the advent of the electric bulb. The Amish have adapted this tried-and-true fuel for their water heating needs, proving that sometimes old-school methods are still the most effective. That said, this system isn't without its challenges. Keeping those kerosene tanks full requires careful planning, especially before the harsh winter months set in. You can't just run out and refill at the last minute, so families must stay organized to ensure their supply lasts when they need it most. You know what they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of kerosene? Okay, maybe that's not exactly the saying, but it certainly applies here. The Old Order Amish deeply value community, and their approach to heating water reflects that mindset. They often share resources among neighbors, perhaps trading a few gallons of kerosene for a homemade pie or some freshly picked vegetables. If your image of the Amish is all about horse-drawn buggies and hand-cranked butter churns, the New Order Amish might surprise you. As the most progressive among Amish groups, relatively speaking, of course, they've embraced certain modern technologies, especially those that promote sustainability and independence. For them, solar power is the perfect way to blend practicality with their values. After all, who wouldn't want to heat their bathwater with a little free sunlight? While some Amish communities avoid anything that seems overly modern, the New Order Amish see solar power as a natural fit for their way of life. They view it not as a compromise, but as an enhancement, a technology that aligns with their principles while helping them live more harmoniously with the environment. Their preferred method? Solar water heating. Drive past a New Order Amish home, and you'll often spot solar panels on the roof, quietly absorbing the sun's rays and transforming them into hot water. It's like turning rooftops into personal power stations. And honestly, who could blame them? These systems allow them to enjoy hot water without relying on unpredictable power grids. Here's how it works. Solar collectors on the panels capture energy from sunlight. Water flows through tubes in these collectors, heating up as it goes. The warmed water is then stored in insulated tanks, ready for use whenever needed. Whether it's time for a refreshing shower or cleaning up after a hearty family meal, the system ensures hot water is available throughout the day. The Amish don't sit around waiting for the power company to restore electricity during an outage or stress over what to do when winter sets in or the sun hides behind clouds for a few days. They always have a backup plan ready to go. Many families rely on auxiliary systems powered by kerosene or wood to keep their hot water flowing no matter the weather. Think of it as a safety net that ensures they're prepared for anything, be it rain, shine, or even snowstorms. Here's an interesting tidbit. Solar hot water systems can fulfill up to 80% of an Amish family's yearly hot water needs, even in households bustling with 8 to 10 children. Yes, you read that correctly. Those humble-looking solar panels are robust enough to provide warm water throughout the year. It's remarkable how they've harnessed the power of sunlight and turned it into a cornerstone of their daily lives. You can almost picture a family gathering around the table, discussing how to optimize their solar setup while enjoying a slice of homemade pie. And what about when winter comes? The Amish often combine solar technology with practical off-grid solutions, like wood or kerosene-powered systems, to keep things running smoothly. This mix of traditional methods and renewable energy showcases a skillful blend of innovation and resourcefulness. I once tried installing solar panels myself, and let's just say it was a comedy of errors involving multiple trips to the hardware store. By the third visit, the cashier probably thought I was assembling a solar-powered spacecraft instead of just trying to heat water. Meanwhile, the Amish make it seem effortless, likely because they're not distracted by viral videos or trendy dance challenges. Their focus on simplicity and practicality is inspiring. Amish solar setups are refreshingly straightforward. There are no complicated instructions or flashy features, just functional systems designed to get the job done. In a world obsessed with the latest gadgets and convoluted tech, their approach is a breath of fresh air. They know exactly what they need and go about achieving it without any unnecessary fuss. What's even more impressive is how their use of solar energy ties into their community values. It's not just about convenience, it's about the family working together to make everything operate efficiently and sustainably. You can easily imagine a sunny Saturday where families come together to install or maintain solar systems. There's laughter, shared snacks, and maybe even some playful rivalry over who can carry the most tools to the roof. The New Order Amish prove that embracing modern advancements doesn't mean losing touch with their traditions. By incorporating solar energy into their homes, they demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and independence. It's almost like they're sending a message. We can live simply and still harness the power of the sun. Now, compare that to the typical household. Most families rely entirely on electric or gas water heaters, which are convenient until they're not. A storm knocks out the power for a week, and suddenly, that convenience turns into a major headache. While people scramble for alternative ways to get hot water, the Amish neighbor down the road is calmly stoking their wood stove, enjoying the satisfaction of self-reliance. The Amish thrive on their ability to be independent and resilient. Whether it's solar panels, kerosene heaters, or wood stoves, they've mastered the art of having multiple options to keep their homes running smoothly. They don't rely on fragile modern systems that can fail unexpectedly. Instead, their methods remind us that sometimes simplicity and preparation are the ultimate solutions. For the Amish, even the worst-case scenario is simply part of their day-to-day life. Their lifestyles are built on adaptability and self-sufficiency. While a power outage might send most people scrambling to buy bags of ice or calling repair services, the Amish are likely unwinding in a warm bath, chuckling about the extra candles they'll need for the evening. What's truly remarkable is how this sense of preparedness permeates every aspect of their lives. Step into an Amish home, and you might see a wood stove pulling double duty, cooking dinner while also heating water. They don't just plan for a rainy day. They're ready for a week of storms without breaking a sweat. Here's a humorous thought. If the world ever descended into a post-apocalyptic scenario, the Amish would probably come out on top. Imagine the scene. While others are desperately Googling how to start a fire, assuming they even have internet access, the Amish are enjoying a leisurely soak in a hot bath. If you were to ask them for a lighter, you'd quickly realize they've already built a roaring fire with little more than twigs, dry leaves, and plenty of know-how. Let's be honest. Most of us have grown quite dependent on modern conveniences. When was the last time you lit a fire for warmth or light? For the Amish, these skills are second nature, passed down through generations from the time they could barely see over the dinner table. This independence keeps them steady, even when disruptions hit modern infrastructure. For many, a broken electric grid or disrupted gas line can throw life into disarray. Families rush to stores, buying bottled water and canned goods, while the Amish remain calm, brewing tea on their wood stoves and going about their day without a hint of panic. In today's world, statistics reveal that a large number of people live paycheck to paycheck, heavily dependent on utilities to maintain their comfort. In stark contrast, the Amish have systems in place that insulate them from such vulnerabilities. They may not have the latest gadgets, but they possess a wealth of practical knowledge and skills that keep their households functioning seamlessly, no matter what chaos unfolds beyond their doorsteps. As we rush through our fast-paced, technology-driven lives, there's something profoundly inspiring about their resilience. The Amish remind us of the strength that comes from being prepared, resourceful, and self-reliant, qualities that many of us could learn from in a world that's often anything but predictable. The Amish way of life showcases an inspiring ability to adapt and thrive off the grid, offering a lesson in resilience and preparedness. Perhaps there's something we can all learn, whether it's installing backup systems in our homes or mastering the art of starting a fire the old-fashioned way. When you take a closer look at the various methods the Amish use to heat water, you'll uncover a remarkable mix of practicality and simplicity. At the core of their choices is a steadfast commitment to independence. Whether they're tending a wood stove, using a kerosene heater, or tapping into solar power, their systems are purposefully designed to function without reliance on external infrastructure or modern conveniences that might fail at a critical moment. These methods aren't random. They're deliberate. Each system reflects their goal of maintaining self-sufficiency. In Amish culture, the ability to repair and maintain their own tools and equipment is a deeply valued skill. If a wood stove goes cold, they don't call a technician or follow a complicated maintenance manual. They troubleshoot the problem, reignite the fire, and carry on, perhaps preparing hot water for the evening bath. For the Amish, heating water isn't just a routine task. It's an expression of control over their lives in a world that often feels unpredictable and chaotic. This straightforward approach to daily living is deeply connected to their faith. For the Amish, the more complex a system becomes, the more it risks distracting them from their core values: family, faith, and community. Their belief system emphasizes fostering relationships and maintaining a sense of connection over indulging in material possessions or modern technology. Think about how often family conversations are interrupted by phones, TVs, or social media. For the Amish, distractions like TikTok don't exist, partly because their hands are busy chopping firewood or stoking a fire for the next day's needs. Their lifestyle is a testament to the power of simplicity and resourcefulness, proving that sometimes less really is more. It's a reminder to all of us that we don't need every modern convenience to lead a fulfilling, purposeful life. The Amish have mastered the art of focusing on what truly matters, often opting for simpler, more practical solutions in their daily lives. Their approach to heating water mirrors their broader philosophy, cutting out unnecessary complications to strengthen family bonds and community ties. Hot water isn't just a household necessity for them. It's part of a bigger picture that prioritizes straightforward living and meaningful connections. In a way, every pot of hot water symbolizes their dedication to a life free from the noise of modern distractions. Let's talk about the ingenuity that drives these do-it-yourself water systems. The Amish have a remarkable knack for resourcefulness, finding practical solutions using materials they already own. Their creativity shines in repurposing old machinery for water pumps or adapting wood stoves to double as heaters. Need a water heater? Why not modify a cast iron stove that's already cooking dinner? That's not just clever, it's a testament to their practical mindset. It gets even more impressive. Some Amish families have taken recycling to new heights, converting old car engines into power sources for water systems. Picture this: an engine once destined for the scrapyard now helping deliver hot showers. It's a brilliant way to keep machinery alive and useful instead of letting it rust away in a junkyard. Now, let's be honest. Many of us have had our share of DIY disasters. I once tried to build a birdhouse that turned into an oversized bird hotel. If only the birds had been interested. But for the Amish, these projects are second nature. Their creativity isn't just a survival skill. It's an art form that reflects their values of utility and sustainability. Statistics show the average household generates considerable waste, but Amish communities embrace a waste not, want not philosophy. Their recycling practices extend the life of materials, reducing waste and making the most of available resources. While they may lack cutting-edge technology, their tools and systems often outperform and outlast the gadgets we rely on. This balance of practicality, simplicity, and faith creates a lifestyle that may seem unfamiliar, but offers a refreshing perspective. This balance of practicality, simplicity, and faith creates a lifestyle that may seem unfamiliar, but offers a refreshing perspective. In a world obsessed with the latest gadgets, the Amish remind us that less can truly be more. While we're busy comparing online reviews for water heaters, they're crafting their own solutions with a confidence many of us envy. As we wrap up this dive into how the Amish heat water, one thing is clear. Their methods are rooted in resilience and self-reliance. Unlike most of us, lulled into a false sense of security by modern conveniences like electric water heaters, the Amish thrive regardless of what nature throws at them. Their ability to meet their own needs, whether heating water, repairing tools, or patching a roof, speaks volumes about their commitment to independence. It's a powerful reminder that we don't always need the latest innovation or the most convenient fix. Sometimes, working with what you already have is more valuable than any high-tech appliance. Now, let's be realistic. Most of us won't start chopping firewood for a hot bath anytime soon. But perhaps we can embrace a little of that Amish spirit in our own lives. The next time your hot water runs out, instead of grumbling about the inconvenience, take a moment to appreciate the effort it takes to keep those taps running. And who knows, by channeling a bit of Amish resilience, we might face life's challenges with a little more grit, and maybe even a smile.